Oh, wow, I'm looking rough. I'm looking rough. I think I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm feeling rough and I'm alive. That's not good. Woo! I wasn't ready for that. No, it's live. I think we have to cut that part off. Ooh. Okay, so let me get everything situated the way I need it. I think we need to shut that door a little bit. Get everything all set up. This is how it goes, y'all. Hey, y'all already there. So Ambi was waiting on us. Well, waiting on me. It's just me today. And then Tracy's here. Brittany got in. Compass, Rose, Mama Cat, Annalie got. There you are. Try not to give everybody's full like info. Yay, you guys made it. So I am a little early. It's a little strange having this in the afternoon for me. I'm still like adjusting to that, and then like adjusting to. I was gonna do my hair once I got this on, but that's how it goes. Hey, Life in a Shoe. Hey, Tessa. All right, that's kind of. You know, it's growing out. Listen, do you see that? Just go look at old videos. You'll know the suffering. Priscilla, hey. All right, so today, so again, it's Mama Chat. I hope you guys are liking the format. A little different. It's not all about weight loss. Hey, Trish, we started school yesterday too and are using BJU distance. Woo! Are you using DVDs or online? Because I was going to start with online. I'm so glad I didn't. But I bought the Bible online, and I might revert over to DVDs. It's just a lot easier to manage in our house right now. And I've got some videos. I'm working on that. We're working on some of that right now. How's the hair looking, y'all? Anyways, so there was at one point, I was like, oh, Mama Gets Fit needs to happen. I need some accountability online. We didn't have anything to play DVDs. We're using these $50, I don't have it in this one, but I'm starting to put like all my affiliate links into my stuff. But we're using like a $50 Silvani, whatever it's called, one. And we're using that, and it's helping out. You know, I really like the idea of being able to track the grades online. I'm not going to lie. I was really excited about that. And I feel like once you're in there, you're in there. Our internet's not holding up. I am going to show you. I'll give you a teaser on one of the things I am working on. A habit tracker. Doesn't it already look pretty? Okay, but just a teaser. Hey, Ruth, how are you? So, yeah, I'm going to tell you what. If y'all think I've got this together, I am a hot mess. Hot mess. You know, I'm going to give you a heads up. Last week, I got home, or the week before, I don't even know which week it was. I got home from the youth camp, the homeschool convention, on fire, and then I hit like reality, like a pile of bricks. Just my brain doesn't work like it used to. Being in this stress, my brain just shuts down. And I think I was talking to Tanya from Project Happy Home, and you know, she's an MD, and she was just like, your brain does that just to like self-preserve. It's okay. And I'm like, okay, good. So, hey, Cheryl, Horizon Sanctuary. How cool. Hey, Priscilla. I am not that organized. I am a walking mess. Hey, Farmer Meemaw. Ruth Parkinson is fine but busy. Mama Cat retracted her message. Charlene says, hi, I'm late. So great to be here this time. We're not real late. I haven't really kicked off yet, but I'm getting ready to. Life in a Shoe says, I'm schooling this year, but trying to find a Bible study for 13 and 8-year-old. Any ideas? Will you work with that with Katie for me? Anyways, are you looking to do the Bible study together, or are you looking to do a formal one with them doing their thing? I will say I'm not paid by BJU. I bought my own curriculum. I mean, I spent $1. I spent some money with buying it. Hey, Fatty Mama. So I will say I'm really enjoying the BJU online distance learning or, you know, the distance learning style Bible, I really like the fact that we have spent a lot of time studying the history and the head knowledge without the life knowledge or the life practice on some sort of levels. And I'm really liking that there's that aspect. So then I do that, and then but they have a different grade. So you're doing ages 13 to 8, you'd probably be hitting different levels. What about if you're doing unschooling, what about the Picture This Bible? Go look in the Picture This Bible. It's coloring, and you walk through the books of the Bible together, and you can do it on any level. I have it, but then it holds me to be accountable. You know, that kind of goes like so. Let's see. Charlene says, how do you find a homeschool convention? Okay. I essentially, whatever state you're in holds one. So like Florida, I go, if you type up like your state, like say Colorado Homeschool Association, that's what I would type. Florida Homeschool Association, Delaware Homeschool Association. You're going to come up with like an umbrella association, and usually they're the ones putting on the big homeschool expo, convention, whatever, and you go there and you have the things. I will tell you, Florida's a great destination, and it's on Memorial Day. Then you go hit all the theme parks. It really works out well, y'all, if it's in your ability. But that's how I find them. So Tracy says, I want to do BJU just in our budget. I know it is. And I have to go back for the amount that I'm spending. I will tell you, I have to keep in mind, because let me tell you, I've been doing some low budget homeschool. Hold on a second. Addie, quit fast playing that. All right, well, quit clicking the buttons. Okay, do that, but quit clicking the buttons. Good job. I will say that I have to keep in mind that what I'm really paying for is the service of the teachers more than the curriculum, because that would have me crazy. But I keep going back and forth. If I would be spending $20 a half hour for a teacher, how many hours would that get me? What benefit, you know? And that's where I keep my stuff balanced. But you're paying for a service. Simply True You says, hi, we started back homeschooling 2 days a week in mid-July. We're trying a year-round schedule this year using a small amount of SOS after hearing your review and CLE for our main part. That's a good mix. That's a really good mix. I like SOS. My kids did not function on that type of interfacing. And yeah, I've got friends whose kids are like primo at doing it. Tell me this, Simply True. How are you balancing your year? How are you balancing your year for the year? As in, like, are you doing 6 weeks on, 1 week off kind of deal? Ambi says, when I homeschooled, I did ACE. Yay! Christine Stolley from the Homeschool Hangout says, hey, Trish, so happy to meet up with you today. Hey! Charlene says, oh, cool, thank you. I'm from Florida, but live in Georgia. I miss Florida. We might go back in the next few years. I have to remember, were you asking me the one about? I just went to the Georgia one. It's called the Southeast Homeschool Expo. I'm trying to talk my sweet husband into letting me go to the Cincinnati Homeschool Convention. Not because you got to go to a pile of homeschool conventions. It's just I like meeting people. I like seeing more vendors, and I like meeting up with you guys. And for me, a Homeschool Expo convention is a good place to meet up. Katie, will you shut that door? Sorry for the background noise. School's happening. Life. Christian Light is a cheaper one. We like it. I like Christian Light. Christian Light Bible is the bomb. It's one of our favorites. It is definitely one of our favorites. So Mama Cat's on there too. She likes Christian Light. Did you see the video that I did with them? I could have taken so much video with them, but I ran out of time and voice at Florida, and I was hoping to see them in Georgia, but they weren't there. So I'm probably going to have to get like their next year, pay attention to where they're going to be, when they're going to be there. That's another way to find homeschool expos. Go to your favorite curriculum, find out where they're going to be set up to share. Anyways, they are so funny, and we're laughing because I'm telling them, I'm like, you know, I love you guys. I love your curriculum, but I never would have come to your booth if somebody wouldn't have introduced it to me, because we don't look alike. So what would we have in common? And we're just cracking up, having a really good time with that. but they are such a hoot. And Regina, who I interviewed for the Learning to Read, it's her parents that run the booth. And he had me cracking up. We were going to town about coffee because, you know, me and my coffee going there. So Tina says my daughter will start her first college class or college year September 5th. And I think this mom is more scared than her. I think I would be too. What grade do you really start to crack down on book work? How much time would you spend with a second grader? So I have a second grader this year. She is doing a lot of book work because we are doing the distance online. But, you know, I was dealing with this. I was talking to a friend of mine this week, just yesterday, actually. She came. You know, the thing that we have to keep in mind is we're building skills, not getting to the next lesson or the next paperwork. You know, it comes down a lot of times you have to make sure that you are, you know, you pick a curriculum, you pick a style, you pick a curriculum. One of my favorite videos for recommending like what your style is simply Charlotte Mason, the 5 flavors of homeschooling. I think has got to be one of the best videos out there. She really just breaks down kind of like, this is what this involves, this is what this involves, you know, take this little quiz and figure out what you lean towards. And when you figure out, are you a textbook person? So if you're a textbook person, worksheets are in your life. Why are you doing that, little girl? Go give that to Katie. And, you know, worksheets are a part of your life. And if you are, you know, a Charlotte Mason style person, there are no worksheets in your life. You know, so it really comes down to your style of curriculum and what your style is. I've actually got this on pause so I can keep up with everybody's questions. I am already missing them. Anyone have ideas for documenting the school year apps? Now, I know that there's the Homeschool Panda by Precious Years. They have come out with an app. I was also looking at Lesson Tracker. I feel like in the situation I'm in, I kind of am doing it paper-wise. I'll show you a little bit later how I'm doing it on paper. But yes, share that. What do you think of the AOP life packs? We didn't have success. That's what I can say about that with them. They were not the fit for our home. I am working part-time now and need to find something for my kids to do online. I know I will be paying for the service teacher. I'm having issues figuring out what's a good fit for us. That's kind of where I hit this year. Coming into this year, I was not excited about starting school. You know, I was going to go work, and to be honest, I really like the structure it was getting ready to give me. But the problem is I have some stuff coming up that I have to take care of. Give you a heads up, I am sitting for the professional engineering exam again, and you get 3 times to fail it. I failed it 3 times by a sliver, but or nursing, you know, my husband's like, go take it, go take it. I'm like, I'm not ready. He's like, go take it. I'll give you a week off. Well, I'm like, I'll take a week off. I'll go take it. And I failed it. But I need to sit for that for some side work that my husband and I do on the other end of the spectrum. Can you shut that door, please? Again, please shut that door. So I need to work on being mentally prepared for that. So in essence, and I'd like to build my brand as Just Sew Trish with you guys and work with some companies to bring them to you. And I can't do it all. I'm one person. That will be a show topic and it's all, but we are just one person. And so I knew I needed something online, and I really spent the time looking at my online options. And I will tell you, the distance learning online with BJU really tickled me. And then I realized we didn't have the Wi-Fi ability to keep it. So it is sad for me. This is the first year not teaching my kids since she graduated. Oh, Mama Cat, I know. Oh, I lost my spot again. Sorry, I'm a little bit off. It's hard without Tangi. We are doing 2 days a week from mid-July till Labor Day. Then we move 4 days a week after Labor Day. We give Fridays as our off day and a day to participate in the co-op area. Cool. Priscilla's in the British Columbia. Mama Cat says, down south, I use the homeschool tracker and it was free. Anili says, very cool. Best province to homeschool, and I hear. Simply True says, then we will do 3 weeks on and off until December. Cool. We're living my father's world. Love that curriculum. Life in a Shoe says she's using Evernote. I like Evernote. I kept making it too big. And I kept getting it like a little bit overwhelmed. And I'd have these folders and folders. I've kind of moved to Google Drive. You know, one of my favorite new ones is, I'll show you. I learned this from Miss Erin. She's not here today. Because I'm going to show you what I seen on her phone. And I was just like, what is that? Can you see that? Can you see the list? Can you see like all my different lists? Make sure there's nothing personal there. And it's nice. I can color code them. And this is called Google Keep. And I love it. Like right now, I'm actually keeping my grocery list on here. My Google Keep commercial. So I can add anything I want. And this is from an old list that I keep growing on. So if this, say, raisins, see that? See raisins? If I wanted to put raisins back on the list, I just unclick it. And there's raisins. And then the cool part is if I want to switch this up by aisle, I can move these around. I am loving Google Keep. Google Keep is like my new mommy brain. I'm a list maker, you know, I've got this. But what I'm running into is, do you notice like there's nothing filled out? I like forget to grab this, but I don't forget to grab this. So the Google Keep has been like, Mac Daddy, who's using it? Because when I seen that Erin had that and how easy it was for her to keep track of stuff, I was like, I have to have that. We like a mix. Sarah's talking about, this is my first year homeschooling, 2nd grade and 1st grade. Thank you all for all the videos. We are now doing 5 in a row. Story of the world, Matthew C, some easy peasy and a whole mix of things. Sarah, I am so excited for you that this is your first year and you're not scared to mix it up. You know, most first year homeschoolers will kind of just say, give me a box. We're doing that. We'll see you next year when I got an idea what we're doing. Good job. I know, y'all, I am behind on the feed. This is the latest we've ever started our homeschool year. I still have to order math for my 10th grader. I can't decide if we'll do geometry or algebra 2 first. That one's kind of hard because they do build upon each other, and it's like one of those, like, it depends, you know, I think in the end it depends, Julie, what curriculum you're using, and check their recommendations based on that. We will probably take 4 weeks breaks and then two again. Cool deal. The Homeschool Corner said, I joined a little late and I know you've started BJU, but how are you liking the distance learning? I love it. I absolutely love it more than I thought I would. It still keeps me busy. I mean, we're only 2 days in. It is keeping me busy. I am still very much hands-on because I got to help with this. I got to help with that. I decided this is not my typical, oh, I better plug my computer in. We don't want to do that. Told you, hot mess. Hot mess. The kid is breaking in the fridge. We should talk about that. Remind me and the things. Just comment, talk about the refrigerator in the schoolhouse. And when I get there, I'll tell you about that. Oh, I placed my kids at grade level, just across the board, grade level, because, you know, I've always been trying to like cater to them. And what I think I ended up doing was like with my daughter, my oldest, she was not learning math. So I just kept her in that spot. Instead of regressing her and making her rise to the occasion, I kept at her spot. And so coming in this round, I said, you know what? I don't have to teach everything. I have these teaching staff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on grade level, and wherever, you know, for the most part, there's some stuff I have edited that they're not on grade level. But I'm going to then use my time to give them the tutoring they need to get to grade level, kind of get them to the expectation. This is the first year we've ever done that, so that's a big surprise. What does she have? This is not a paid sponsored ad placement, I promise. Will you take her outside and let her enjoy that? And you may have some of it with her. Katie's going to take you outside to have some. Go have some. Yeah, because that's what I do during a live show. Charlene's doing time for learning. All right, I just missed a bunch of time for learning. Evernote has an app for your phone so you can take pictures. Yep. And I like it. And it's nice that you can share things too. The two biggest with, oh, okay, let's see. My husband just passed his PE exam in April. So tough. I know. Listen, okay, so here's the thing about taking the professional engineering exam. Thank you, Zana, is the fact that you have like 5 minutes to answer a real world with equations, worked out numbers in math or in engineering. 5 minutes, and you have 100 questions, and time's up. Time's up. So you have to have a 70 to pass, and I've had like a 67, a 68, a 66. I'm like, seriously? My brain just would have been a little faster. But, you know, I've had 2 years not being pregnant, over almost a year and a half not nursing a baby. So I'm like, but I'm in this stress. So like, my husband better get me out of the stress if he thinks I'm going to take that test, because my brain doesn't work as fast. I'm learning that you really can't do it. Plus, life likes to toss things in while you're juggling chainsaws. I'm thinking that's about doing it all. Hey, Kitty. I think that's about trying to get it all done. I agree. It's been rough. Evernote sounds like what I need. I'm looking for documenting using pics, videos down south, and you can put the links to the stuff you're using in Evernote. So, and you can kind of build it as like one long scrolling list. Why don't you go have fun while I do this video? Go ahead. See what they get away with during a live show. And it works out really good. Google Keep or Google Key? It's Google Keep, K-E-E-P, and it has the light bulb. See the little light bulb thing right there? That works out good. We are just one person and we can't do it all. Amen. Thank you. Y'all have been a big help. I did the box thing, wasted money. What's the box thing? Oh, the box curriculum. I've done the box curriculum and have wasted a lot of money. Box curriculums I have purchased. Life Pack. I gave pretty much 90% of that away. Sunlight. You know, and I feel like Sunlight ended up being a crash and burn because I was dealing with the issue of like, that's when it became evident, like, my son's not reading. He should be reading. He's second grade. My son's not reading. And by Christmas, I just like threw everything out. I handed all the books to my daughter. I said, enjoy. I'm done doing this as a curriculum. I just handed the stack of books to her and I focused on him. And I mean, trying to figure out anything and everything to figure that out. Sunlight. Christian Light Education, I bought the entire box. AC, I bought the entire box. Now I'm on to Bob Jones. I bought the entire box. So, I mean, I have a habit of buying the entire box. I just kind of want it all done for me. I'm a little bit terrified because of the price that this might be something that really works for us, because if it is, it means it's something I'm paying for every year. That makes me nervous. I'm not going to lie. That has some like kind of to it. But if it's what works, it's cheaper than sending them to private school, and I'm not losing my mind. All right, so I'm back to, I gotta find my spots. All right, Kitty says, I'm going old school and starting after Labor Day for the first time in 5 years. It feels odd, but I'm excited. I would have loved that. I would have loved the rest of August off. I typically do that in the past. My husband kind of called me out, and he's like, you are so in a different mindset come Christmas. Get as much done as you can and be done. And I was like, oh, point taken. Well observed. I shall do that. Talk about the fridge. Okay, the fridge. So I had this amazing idea. This goes into a little bit like, don't you miss Mama Gets Fit. That door's wide open again. So is that one. And I've made this place beautiful. We're loving it. People that come over, they love it. I mean, I still have work on both ends, but I'm going to get there eventually. And I plugged a fridge in because why not? Ice cold something. What a disaster. I'm fixing to fill it with water and that's it. I've had snacks. I've had Little Debbie cakes. I've had crispy crunches. I've had ice cream sandwiches. I've had soda like crazy. The ants are insane already. So we're like doing ant control like, and I mean, like, I'm like, why would you do this? Why would you do this? Well, I did it. And so I'm finding Pop-Tart pieces everywhere. Not only that, guess who can't stay out of it? Right here, I can't stay out of it. I mean, let me tell you what's sad. I think I left y'all crying about hitting 170. Well, in the course of a few weeks, I'm a breath away from kissing 180. Yep, from all of the soda and all. I mean, I'm drinking Diet Coke, regular Coke. It don't matter. I'm drinking, eating ice cream. I mean, I'm having like 4 little Debbie cakes a day. Like, remember when I was like, oh my goodness. And I mean, it was a little bit hard. I'm gonna do a little housekeeping while I'm here, because I just remembered to mark my calendar as I'm looking at myself talking to y'all. Is Mama needs some hair color, and not the truth. Let me write that in. I'm going after I get off here, so that's why it's important. Hair color. So it's gotten out of control. So I got a lock for the fridge, because you noticed the baby went and got whatever she wanted. That's a problem. I got a lock for the fridge that came in from Amazon, but I realized there needs to be no more snack stuff in there. It needs to be just water, just ice water. We're going to have to live without anything else. Maybe sparkling water, flavored water, but there you go. Listen, my hot mess is my reality. Never done any computer work when I was homeschooled except for typing. Listen, when I was going to school, there was no computer work either except typing, and I had like the old Elite. But remember, there was 2 font sizes. Elite. It was like E and P are the 2 font sizes. I would love to find other Robinson curriculum families, since I'm not on Facebook. They're far and few between, because they're not making a pile of money with that curriculum, so they're not selling and going to different places. But that is a good curriculum. It's a good like mentality for homeschooling. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, Robinson curriculum is based on just reading, writing, and arithmetic. I have a girlfriend that pulled, hey, get up, get down from there. Pulled her kid from private school who was like literally failing the system, and just applied that, and is above and beyond immediate. We've gone back and forth. I can't get mine to read. I can't. You hear that? I can't get mine to read. I feel so bad. I'm like a rambling, crazy, fast talker today, but I love y'all. Let's see. Simply True says, I just started with Remember the Milk as a great reminder service. Gets that to-do list out of my head. I didn't know about that one. I knew about that one. I watched that one on Andrea Mills. I never loaded it. I got, but I'm kind of becoming a Google junkie with all the Google Chrome apparatuses. It's amazing. Okay, how do you fit in actual writing time, since most of their schooling is on the computer? Doing the BJU, so this is the part I really liked. It had that interactiveness and that checkoff list that is there online, but you're still textbooks. You're still in textbooks. You're still writing on paper. And for me, that was like the best balance that I was really impressed with all the online stuff. There's a lot of online work that's happening going paperless. And there's Erin. There you are, girlfriend. And there's some stuff that she showed me that I've got some videos coming out soon that you could really take your homeschool and go paperless. But in the end, it's not really the right fit for me. I mean, it's not the right fit for me. But depending on the curriculum, I know Monarch and Switched on Schoolhouse is all on the computer, no paper. And then I know Becca is not online, but the videos are online, and they're kind of the same way. I didn't like the style of the videos for Becca. I'm a YouTuber. I like to watch somebody talking to me, not like me kind of in the background watching something. So I felt like that was explained. Or I felt like that was not my fit. Can you explain the flipped schooling you mentioned in your homeschool video yesterday? Okay, flipped homeschooling. Okay, how to put that? The flipped classroom. Let's say the flipped classroom. If you're not familiar with that, that is where the teachers are setting up that instead of going home and doing homework, you come to school and do homework. What? Okay, so seriously, it is about instead of coming to class and spending that time in lecture, you go home and watch the lecture. So the teachers kind of got either a video or a slideshow with conversation or whatever. So their job at home is to go home and get the lecture. When you come to class, it's learning how to work the problems out from that. It's having the discussion. It's having that parts of understanding. So I actually had this at college level. Any of y'all familiar? There's a professor called Dr. Gator who actually works at the University of Florida, where it is the Florida Gators, but he taught thermodynamics, and his way of doing thermodynamics was he wrote the book. He wrote the book, and he would tell you, and he was kind of very theatrical. I loved him to pieces. He told me I wasted my focus. I should have been a mechanical engineer. He would bring his book, and every semester it was a different color. And he'd bring his book, and he said, this is my book this year, you know, or for this class, you know, you need to have this book. But if you have this book from last semester when you failed it, that works. And if you have this book from the semester before when you started my class and you failed it, that works. And he kind of had an ongoing joke because a lot of students took 3 or 4 times to pass his course. But he would tell you is, all of my lectures are in the book. Go read the book. He goes, read the book. And there's my lectures. We're here to work problems. And that's my first experience with flipped classes. I passed that class because I couldn't read. So when we were there, we were working problems, totally figured it out. Didn't have to read it. So my thoughts are, well, can I do the same? Really only use mom during doing the work, not during the lesson, providing the lesson. So by using the DVD teachers, that's kind of like what I like to call them, using the DVD teachers with any program, with anybody. I mean, we can do that with IEW, with Andrew Puig. We can do that with Math UC. We can do that with the Saxon Math videos, dive into math program. Who else? Apologia. With any of these curriculums that actually build the lecture and the lesson delivery system, we can kind of do that homeschool, flipped homeschool method by having them do the lessons, and then we get to come in as coach. We get to come in and get them have that one-on-one working problems. I mean, last night, if you've seen on Instagram, I posted my daughter working math problems. She just kind of gets to the point she doesn't want to do them alone. So I have to sit and I work them out, and I tease her that I can do it faster. You know, and I kind of just aggravate you. I just kind of do it to aggravate her, to make her want to beat me, you know, not beat me physically, but win. And because I have that kind of competitive spirit, and I like to instigate that competitiveness. So let me see where I've missed out, because I haven't been scrolling. Listen, I've already missed a pile of these. All right, I love you guys, and you're gonna have to, oh, here it is. Here it is. Somebody said, sorry for bothering. All right, mass march enemy. I got that one. While you YouTube is fun, Mom. But bothering you while you YouTube is fun. That's pretty much the truth in my house. We started homeschooling this week, a light schedule, 100, then 100% next week. That is good. Oliver says I don't have sound, but everybody else seems okay. Sunlight for 4 kids. I love the idea of Sunlight, but not the actual curriculum. Sunlight and Bookshark need to have a whole separate department. Maybe I need to do this and sell it. Sorry for the noise in the background. Is audiobooks. I'm sorry, but it needs to be, you need to have an option that you could access all the MP3s on a subscription plan, because the biggest part that stops me from Sunlight is me reading it out loud. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm talking with a mom right now with that her daughter has dyslexia, and we came up with a game plan yesterday. And that game plan is the fact that, you know, she's going to get books. She's going to probably run off the RC list, the Robinson curriculum list, and find like books that have also the MP3. Her daughter's job on Monday is to listen to the MP3. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is to read that chapter, that same chapter. And if she's having issues, to go back and listen to the MP3. So the MP3 usually takes 15, 20 minutes. And then, you know, doing 15, 20 minutes to get that chapter done the rest of the week. And the reality is that we're maintaining reading comprehension, the development of the mind, the vocabulary is being in use, the experience is getting it, you're getting character training. But at the same time, we're developing the phonetic occupational therapy of reading that same text. And then her writing and her discussions comes from what she's done. And that's a good balance. So I feel like Sunlight and Bookshark would have something if they had like an MP3 library, like the Booklight MP3 library. I should send this to like Bookshark and be like, hey, this is what Trish thinks. So I won't lie, I was so upset when you said you weren't sending that you were sending your kids to this private school. I know, I got a lot of messages. I'm so glad that y'all just let me work through that without beating me up. We switched 2 subjects this year from ACE, word building and social studies, to spelling power and mystery of history. I'm so excited. I think I saw that on Instagram. Didn't you have it all laid out? I thought that was you. Trish, I just wanted to tell you, I thank you for everything you do in all your videos. You make so much, you have so much information to share. You have saved me in so many ways. I was burned out by you, but you encouraged me to keep going. Oh, thank you. Thank you. House of Littles made it. Riding the 180 train with you. Maybe, but premise smoothies in a bag is there. Oh, Kitty. That's smart. I'm right here with you. I need to get back on track. I passed the 180 train. Pre-made. Did I say 180 train? Did I say 180? I did a 180. Explain that to me. I might have missed that. Anyone do 6 weeks on, 1 week off? I started to do that, Claire, but to be honest, I'll get to the second time and then I'm like, 1 week off, shoot, let's have 10. And then it's just, I found like I am like full force. The moment I stop and take a break, I cannot start back up. So I have to like watch that. No too long of breaks for me. Looking up in the rear. Tried Zevia soda replacements. I need to come up with something. I used to write, I used to drink. I don't know what it's called. I'll have to find it today and get it. Any advice on an upcoming with a schedule, okay, in a couple weeks? Family Farm, Family Roots, are you talking about like your schedule for the year, or are you talking about your daily schedule? Tell me what you want and I'll answer that when you get to it, because I have a couple of good ideas. I'm 31 weeks pregnant and I am lacking motivation to get this homeschool year done. Okay, sister, you got 5 weeks and you have a baby. 5 to 10 weeks and you have a baby. You need to get some stuff in order, because after that baby comes, you need at least 2 to 4 weeks off. Maybe you don't start school until Christmas and then you're ready and you just need a break. And go get those fun journals. I have them. I grabbed them. I don't know where they're at. Do the fun journals. I got them. Hold on. Listen, if you're in a place that you are so stressed out, you are like fixing to have a baby, you need to take a break, but you want to feel productive, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with these. These are amazing. We played with them this summer. I have a review coming up. I will tell you, I got these at a discount rate. I mean, essentially discount. I got them half off for the review coming up. These have been fantastic. This is kind of our backup days when we're not in the mood to do stuff. This is what we're working on. So that one was my son's, the Minecraft, which then allowed him to have a Minecraft account. Fun Schooling 6 to 9. You can buy these on Amazon. I'll throw some links up on my Facebook page afterwards on these. They are beautiful. So let me see. Let me take, and you can get them with different themes. Like this one was like $24. They're worth it. This mom puts a lot of effort in them. So this one, and it's Sarah Brown. She has a public Facebook account. You can follow her. The stuff she's coming out with is amazing. So my daughter's been working in these. They're being printed and bound by Amazon. I'm just losing all kinds of words. Told you I was a hot mess. Things to think about when you go outside, but it's kind of a guided unschooling I really like. Let me take, for example, this one's a devotional 400 activities for Christian girls, but it gives a list of like 9 things you want to learn about. Draw it, write it, whatever. You know, go choose 9 books to learn from that. So they have them where they're, I mean, it's really just kind of journaling, but it's helped out this summer when we needed some structure. We grabbed these. We went to the library. We picked out 4 books that are going to help us move through this. It was fantastic. Some of the best stuff. So these are staying on task this year. But I would do that and use that time until then to then figure out your core curriculum. You know, grab a math book. Grab, there's a couple online math things. Do that, but just realize that maybe your year's starting in January this year and not in fall. Enjoy your fall off. Monarch made my child hate school so much. Mine too. Mine too. Mommy Geek made it. Oh, Aaron says it's just to let's see. Aaron says I'm not 100% paperless, but I'm a pretty high tech. Listen, Erin is incredible. This woman, I'm just going to gloat on her for a minute. I got the blessings of meeting her in Atlanta for the first time, hugged that woman's neck with glee. Actually, I was messing with her because she was talking to somebody else and she was doing some stuff like this. And I was stuck on the phone with my husband. I just stood in front of her. I was just staring her down, but I was standing like 5 or 6 feet from her. So it was a little bit like not obvious. I was just staring her down. And I was just so excited to meet her. But let me tell you, Erin is like the guru. If I've ever met a guru on like having all the technology, she teaches me so much. But as much as y'all are probably going to be like, dude, where is your site and all that? Private consulting only. But she's like off the charts. I learned so much all the time from her. I don't know how I feel about going paperless homeschool days. Listen, when the computer fails, so does your paperless program. Becca now has it where tests can be online if you do accredited. We aren't going to do that. Yeah, I like having my stuff. I like Aaron's based on that flipped classroom equals modular based learning with a facilitator. And that comes down to like being in track of your skills, not page turning to the next lesson kind of stuff, being on track of your skills. We are going to try Monarch this year. I have one child that loves all things on the computer and one child that likes book work. I'm concerned about my one that prefers book work doing well in this curriculum. And the really nice part that you're going to find, if you find that like Monarch is like, you like the style, it's totally up your range, LifePack lines up perfectly with Monarch. So if you're having an issue where it's just too much, grab the Monarch LifePacks or the AOP LifePacks, because they really line up nice in some of the same reading content. It's almost like they took the LifePacks and put them on Monarch. But what I understand, you can also print out. You can print out from Monarch. And remember, you can do the 30-day trial on Monarch. It's just so much reading aloud. I know. Yay, I made it. We're starting at our home. Started at our home, so I was afraid I would miss these. I definitely plan to use distance learning flip scheduling with my kids that are older, my preschoolers at an age where he needs me. Yes, I'm going to tell you, mine is too. I'm working on, this is my first time. I bought this, but I'm trying to get set up as their, as an affiliate with them. I met Kathy and Leslie. Oh my goodness, let me just tell you. Oh my goodness. But I'm planning to give myself grace as always. And I'm getting all the older kids lined up. So I'm hoping to start that after Labor Day with my kids. So yes, I use audiobooks and have my daughter read along with it. Right, I love that ability. I'm waiting to get, I'll probably share next time with you, is MP3 players. I'm getting some little MP3 players because I'm tired of chasing my kids to read, and I want to fill them with the capacity of good books. So I am getting my reading list that's all on MP3, and I'm downloading them, and I'm going to put them on. I'm going to put one book at a time on there, and just so I can be like, go feed the dog and listen to your book at the same time. Go do your chores and listen to your book. Fold the laundry, listen to your book, and kind of plug them in. Because like my son who learned to read later and my 4th grader, I feel like some of their problems with trying to read actually has to do with the fact that they have to stay still to do it, and they're movers. Like the 4th grader, oh my goodness, was doing somersaults. Outside you can. My daughter was doing flips in uterus till the end. She never stayed still. I swore that one was going to, so I mean, it was just who they are. I can't, let's see, we do essentials in writing DVDs, math UC DVDs. It gives my kids some independence. Does Apology have DVDs? They have DVDs. That's just the lecture. Okay, well, if they're empty, they're gone. We need to do speech therapy, if you can't tell. But yeah, they do. I can't take long breaks either. I know. I just dropped the 6. on, one off. I'm in the same break time. Wait, what? How long have we been off? Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Thanks. They all left, but him, every time. Okay, so daily schedule. I can't do one. I am not a schedule person, except like I have to schedule this, otherwise it won't happen. Here's my problem. Every time I've tried to do a schedule, very rarely does it work. And then I'm just like feeling like I'm not in the same spot. I am practicing a loop schedule or loop routine. Routine is this mama's place, not daily schedule. I mean, there's things that have to happen at certain times, but I'm building a routine. So some of the things that's my ways of doing it, I mean, we're not even doing every subject every day. The goal is to do every subject, but we're doing it on a loop schedule. So it starts math, reading, handwriting, you know, whatever they decide is their loop. And one of the ways we're doing that, hold on, let me grab this. That was not just like the most awkward vision you just seen, was it? Awkward. I should have thought that one out a little bit more. I thought I was out of view sight. Anyways, the way we do this is, oh my goodness, these things are so heavy. I can't believe I didn't give myself a kink, and then you see me all rolled up knowing why I go to the chiropractor. So this is what we do. We pull all these out. This just happens to be the visual we need. It's all our DVDs. It's so heavy. And so they pull out the stack and they start doing them. So they top first, they just, or they kind of random them up and they mix them up and they start putting them away. So at the end of the day, if all they have left and they didn't get to is science and heritage, guess what they're doing tomorrow first? Science and heritage. Pull out the whole stack back out, start again, and go through it. So that's kind of our way of doing a loop schedule. My husband's been kind of motivating them. When my husband goes to work at 6, like, don't you want me to drive you out to the school shed so you can get working? Because it's about 1,000 feet, and I'll drop them out and he'll get them going. Things I'm trying to do better because I can kind of get tunnel vision. I think I might be a little bit like 80 stuff. I started realizing that just not too long ago. That's what happens when you go to camp for a week with some teachers. Public schools teachers started like, hey, did you always do this? And I'm like, well, yeah. And they're like, did they diagnose you with a learning disability? I said, no. They're like, we should check into some stuff. You might have, what you think is you not being organized just might be a learning disability. I was like, got thinking it through the week, talked to him. I'm like, oh, you might be right. So with that, the schedule thing doesn't work. Where did I go with that? Why did I even come up with that? Oh, I can get really hyper focused. And so with being hyper focused, I kind of run into the problem that we're not getting stuff done the way I want to get done, or important things. One of the things is we need to exercise. We need to exercise as a family and get out and do stuff. Well, the day kind of tumbles along. So one of the things I'm trying to work out is setting some, like, hey, we do a routine that we're just doing a block schedule like school. School happens from about 8 o'clock to noon. It's school. Now, what order you're doing that school is fine with me. I don't care. And that's what you kind of got to think about. If you're doing too much detailed schools, you know, by the minute, by every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, you're kind of destined to fail, because what happens when something trips you up? But if you do big blocks, like, you know, in the morning, let's get up and have your quiet time, eat some breakfast, do your chores by 8. You know, come 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock, whatever it is, go and start your school. Whatever it is that you need to be working on, work on that. And then I'm along the lines of, like, I need to put it out like by noon, eat lunch, go for a walk together as a family, put my little ones down for a nap, that kind of stuff. And so, you know, you really have to find those things in your day when you're doing your schedule that are not negotiable. Dinner is not negotiable. My husband wants it at 6, so of course I serve it at 6:30. You know, not negotiable. You know, you have to put your not negotiables up there and then kind of shade in the rest of the time saying, this is what I want, my goals, my goal stuff in there. And then you kind of do that goal area as your open-ended routine-based stuff. That's the best way I could tell you that I try to live by, but it doesn't always work. I have to get out of bed to participate. And days I don't want to get out of bed. With all of this wonder, there's days I don't want to get out of bed. Susanna says, I do 10 weeks on, then 2 weeks off. The pattern seems to work really good for us. Oh, awesome. I love, love, love that you have those bad boys right there. I've considered them before. Wait, bad boys where? Which ones? I missed that one because I'm behind. I'm going to run out of time. We got 15 minutes, and I said I'm going to stick to an hour. Those are fantastic books. I have 2 kids doing part-time school while staying with my daughter-in-law, 16 hours away from home. Daughter-in-law is lonely with her. Oh, that's neat that you get to send her up. Okay, so let me scroll up just a little bit more. Remember you used to do the ACE curriculum. This is my first year homeschooling. When it comes to the test in the PACE, do you take it out after you finish the whole PACE? You can. I mean, it all gets up to you. I really went off Andrea because I feel like she is the expert on YouTube when it comes to like ACE in the home. I feel like she is like, and she knows how to organize stuff. So, I feel like she does like really the best job at doing it and managing it. My daughter Shasta says, hi Trish, she is doing some cooking. She is making French toast for the second time. She wanted to add cooking to her homeschool. Mama has lucked out. Yeah. Let's see. Got some clothes and odds and ends. I was thinking about unschooling journal workbooks for our unschooling. Can't wait to see your review on them. I love them. I'm just, my favorite part about them, I mean, they're so beautiful. Number one, they're beautiful. And I like that, although they're kind of gender-ish, they're not gender focused. I just, this is one of my favorite pages. And what I like is it's not one time, you use this page one time and you don't see it again. You might see this same page 6 or 7 times in this whole book. She's no dummy. This woman has got it down. She recycles some of her pages. And so it's like travel dreams. Choose any city, any state. Where would you like to go? How far would you travel? What would you pack? What would you see? What would you eat? What is the weather like? What makes this place unique? Share an interesting fact. Draw something you would see in this place. I mean, that's not heavy, intense stuff, but the thinking that has to go through to fill it, it's great experiences. Spelling time, watching documentaries, journaling, a day in my life. I love these books. And some of the stuff I love about them is the fact that, it's almost, you can learn anything in these books. All this book does is give you a template on how to collect your thoughts, to focus on finding those answers, and to help you explore those ideas. These are fantastic. I can't even begin. I love these. Now, I'm a textbook-oriented kind of person this year. I need some teaching going on that isn't driven by me. So these are like for backup interest. And I love it. A lot of times, this is kind of focusing extracurricular, focusing on things they're interested in. I've always wanted that book, but never got it together to afford. I'm assuming you're talking about those books. Got to go see it, Claire. I can't wait for the review on that big old preschool binder. I'm in love. I've actually the homegrown preschooler. Kathy, is that it, Kathy? Because I finally figured out the podcasting. It took a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I can be so smart, but sometimes I have to see it done. So I've been using Castbox for getting my ones. Now it's going to show me a commercial that I'm going to be like, okay, that's nice when you're done. But I've been listening to Kathy. So here it is. Mom Confessions, like Mom Confessions. This is her. No, I don't want that. The Real Kathy Lee. That's what it's called. The Real Kathy Lee. And she has been just absolutely fantastic. I love listening to her. And there she is. There she is. Go and grab her. But she is a mom of 10. And her and Leslie wrote that. Leslie is the bomb. I loved Leslie to pieces. So I'm really excited to kind of foster that love. I used to do these hands-on things with my little kids. And as they've grown up, I kind of Juggling two parts of my brain is hard. Anna B, we are this year, we tend to take off, so we're talking about taking off. Hey, crazy busy family life. Any tips on juggling multiple kids? I have a 1st grader, 4th grader, 6th grader, and I also have a 1-year-old. Sister, I'm with you. I'm with you. Getting your older ones to be self-reliant is probably your best bet. And they always say start with your younger ones first. But I honestly feel like unless they know what they need to do as home chores, like I'm taking this time, these 3 weeks before September, to get my older kids self-reliant, moving on their own, really getting it down. And hopefully after September, I will then be focused on my little guys more than I've been in their life probably, but for the most part, like more focused on doing things with them and being in the moment with them, because I've been failing somewhat on that. I love the idea of audiobooks. My 2nd grader hates to read, and I would like to find a list for her. I currently love my 1-year Bible on the Bible app. We love that one too. If you go to Pinterest, Just Sew Trish on Pinterest, I have a board dedicated to audiobooks. So I think it's called audiobooks. Go there and find it, and you can link in and you'll find the places that I'm finding them. And they're pretty much all for my kids' orient. Long breaks don't work well for us either, but we take several smaller breaks. Amen. Hi, Trish. I just have to say that I want to thank you for praying the other time for me. My stomach ache disappeared completely today. Yay, power of God. Not Trish. Not Trish at all. Just a facilitator. I was able to eat again and felt much better. Cool. I seriously want a deer head in my summer. You know, I've come so close to discussing it. Maybe it's the here and now for it. Because you know I have the deer, and then you know I have a squirrel right there. I have an otter. I have a bobcat. Oh, and I have a you probably can't see it. Is a what are those called? They're balloon fish, blow up fish. You know, the fish that like expands. Okay, here it is, y'all. My vegans are going to run away, but don't run away. Just listen to it all. I didn't kill that deer. My dad actually shot that deer because, you know, that's what we do. We eat venison meat. But I taxidermied that deer. I taxidermied the squirrel. Did not do the fish and never did fish. Did the bobcat, did foxes, did squirrels, and all that stuff. I did that in high school. But we didn't go killing those animals. They're all roadkill. That's what I did in high school. Can't figure out why I didn't have very many friends. Anyways, y'all got it that time. Been waiting to tell you that. Anyways, I have not figured out how to share that at all. All right, y'all, I'm going to have to come back and read these, and any of y'all got some good topics, I will go off and do videos. If you want me to come back and elaborate on any of the topics we talked about today, go back in the comments and totally totally leave the comments for me. No, I didn't kill the deer. My daddy did. But the really cool part was it was just a blood. I mean, it was a very, very unsubstantial deer, and we found the antlers at the flea market, and they weighed out, so we stained them. We called it home decor. My dad and I were nuts. Anyways. All right, so we have like literally 6 minutes, and you know that always means I get plus 10. Because we always get plus 10. I am going to, I've scrolled through, I can't keep up. I love y'all. You guys are fantastic, amazing. Prayer list time. So go ahead. I'm gonna, okay, vegan, here, I'll try not, do not run away. Do not run away. Nothing killed in sport. I'm against killing in sport. Let me tell you, I'm not killing in sport. You know, there you go. May go thrift store shopping looking for one. Laugh aloud. Maybe paper mache deer head. Right? That would be a cool school project. You know what would be really cool to do? Not to get into. So you can buy kits to do deer and do all the taxidermy. Hold on. May go thrift store. This has been our best homeschool year so far. Awesome. Let me ask you, do you think easy peasy is a good way to go? I use a Becca now, and it seems you got to find what fits for you. I would love to say this is the perfect way to go, but it's what works in your homeschool and in your home. Trish, have you ever filled out the master sheet for ACE? Is that like the master sheet for their records? Because no. not a record keeper here. Oh, I do want to show you. So y'all give me your prayer request. I am doing habit tracking. All right. So this is how I'm doing it. I am actually setting up 180 days here. So each one of these boxes is a week. This set of rows here is for one kid, the next kid, the next kid. You can kind of tell by the color. So I gotta expand this out so I make sure I see what I'm talking about. Okay, so 180 days, multiple pages. This is Katie's. This is all her subjects. And what I'm doing is I didn't put a date there. Day 1 happened on this day. What did she work on? Day 2 happened on that day. So I'm not tracking what days it is. I'm just tracking like, what did we do? And so there's some extra stuff. So like there's extra math because we're still mastering those math facts. This kid down here has Explode the Code. But I'm excited about this because this is another way to track things. And this also gives me my attendance. Not bad. I think that's kind of clever. I spent some time on Excel building this. It ends up being like 5 or 6 pages long kind of deal. Trish, you cracked me up. That's what I do best. We are doing Charlotte Mason. Love it. Maybe I won't use it either. Thanks. We're CM and as well over here. Yeah. You're so talented with charts. Well, thank you. I'm dying here. High school taxidermy course taught by Trish. I put my stuff in the fair. So in that time is Southwest Florida Fair. It's still Southwest Florida Fair. Anyways, they opened up a category. There was a lot of flack that was given because I put it in home decor. I won. I got grand champion every time because, you know, it's home decor. How do you top that? There's no candle that tops that. So they made my own category. My niece has a friend with his 8-year-old daughter was, oh, no. No. Okay, homeschool corner. 8-year-old diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. Oh. Sorry, got a little sober there. Terminal. Need prayer. My daughter has been having stomach pains off and on for the last week and a half. This has all started after she got baptized. Oh, hopefully she didn't get a bacteria. Okay, daughter, stomach. Okay. I was kind of getting a little worried about that. Praise report. Hubby's PET scan came clear. Whoa. That is awesome. That is fantastic. We were praying for that. Good things. Okay. Pray for me. I've been diagnosed with primary biliary of the liver. It is incurable, but God is bigger. He can deliver. Amen. Charlene, I am so sorry. Oh. All right. Incurable. That's a great format, Trish. It's much more real-life. Yeah, doing this, I feel like is going to be so neat to see. And I mean, my kids are color-coded. Best thing I ever picked up from Andrea Mills, color-coding my kids. Phenomenal. So it's nice to see, like, you really see who's getting what done and who's slacking. Kitty says, the 1-year anniversary of my father's passing and 4 others loved ones are coming. Prayers for strength. Oh, yes, Kitty. Prayers for strength. Strength with anniversary of death. Okay. All right. Compass has got to go. See you later. My prayer is that I'll lose my temper working on being the Proverbs 31 woman. It's a daily task, it's a life task, not a daily task, but yes. I'm definitely dealing with anger. That was like really brought to me when I was gone. and kind of having that time, that revival with the Lord, I was just like, man, I've got to deal with my temper. You are awesome. I'm going to be teaching robotics to my daughter this year. She is super excited. Twins at Heart, are you using the 4-H program? Because there's a 4-H curriculum really cheap that you can buy, and it's all robotics. But then there's so many other robotics programs. That's not the only one. Prayer request by We Love Jones is grandmother is near end of life, just came out of a coma after having a major stroke. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Doctors in Mexico say if she slips again, she won't wake up. My mom is traveling there. Oh. Okay. Travel. All right. Candy says, continue to pray for my oldest and knowledge for how to take it one day at a time with her. Yes. Oldest. That's depression, right? Oldest and how to serve her. Zap's got to go grocery shopping with the kiddos. We'll pray for you, awesome mamas. Don't forget to pray for me. Mama Geek says, pray for my marriage. We are having a rough time. I have been in a deep depression and taking it out on him, and it's not fair, and he has hit his limit. Oh, Mama Geek, that is, yes. Marriage. Alice says, I've been washing dishes and watching. Please pray for me. I feel like I am drowning in this parenting thing. I feel very overwhelmed and alone. First off, you're not alone. We're here. Being a mother, and this is what I preach every time, is the most grueling, humbling, and most less of self place of missions there's ever going to be. Nobody thanks you. It's dirty, and yet it's the most important mission, and you are not alone. Let's see. Ruth's praying. Naomi says, please pray for my marriage going through a season, but I know God will get us through. All right. All right. It's about time we got to cut it out. Marriage also. I want you guys to continue to pray for me. I definitely feel like I'm on a high. I'm on like in the will, and the devil's after me, and it's hard, and it's grueling, and it's coming through from people that should be supporting that are attacking. And I know it's not that their intention is to attack. I know that a lot of times it's just they got the devil tripping them up, and I can't say I'm much better at times. I wish I was, but I can't say that I am. So continue to pray for us. I'm not gonna lie, I've got a video coming out that I made in the heat of the moment. I'm a little scared to put it out because I'm not it's not my peppy self. I'm crying. And what makes me nervous about putting it out is that you guys are gonna be like, oh no, and I'm not gonna lie, days are hard. We're still living the aftermath of a flooded house. We're cramped into space that we shouldn't be cramped at, and we're just waiting for God's will, and we're having to be patient. And patience is not always something I'm jumping on the board to be part of. I don't want to be patient. I want it now. It a lot of times is testing my marriage. Putting my husband and I having conversations we don't want to have. And not that we're endangered of anything. It's stressful. It's messing with my brain. I'm putting weight on like nobody's business, dealing with it. But the devil's at the door. The devil's at the door trying to break us down. So definitely please keep me in your prayers, as I've been praying for this since October. Now that this stuff happens speedily, it's not feeling very speedy. And just trying to make those best decisions for our family. So please do keep that in your prayers. All right, so let me go to the Lord in prayer. Oh, wait. I've been through a lot this life. Yes, I have. All right, let's go to the Lord in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you so much for Mama Chat. Lord, thank you for just the inspiration to go down this path with you, Lord, and just get to have the blessing to be with so many amazing women and families that come here. Lord, thank you for the time and the ability and the technology for us to be in fellowship with one another and with you, Lord, and to be able to not have geography be a limiting factor in our relationships with one another, dear Lord. Lord, as we're beginning our school year this year, be with us in making the right decisions, preparing our hearts and our minds to be at your will, dear Lord, so that we can be the facilitator and the example you call us to be. Lord, there are so many children that are not coming home or staying home for their education. Lord, be with those children as they go out into the world where they're serving of learning. Lord, be with the adults and the people that are there to nurse them and coach them along, Lord. Let our hearts be to them in prayer that your will is done. Dear Heavenly Father, please be with that family, be with that child of yours, that 8-year-old little girl that has just been diagnosed with being terminal. You know every part that's terminal. You know what the destiny is going to be. There's times that you deliver us from the fire, and there's times you deliver us through the fire, and there's times you deliver us to you through that fire, dear Lord. And just let peace be still in the hearts, let comfort, and let those around be uplifting and strong for that family. Dear Heavenly Father, be with Tracy, and she's dealing with her daughter. Be with Tracy's daughter. She's dealing with her stomach and not feeling well, Lord, and you know what's happening there, Lord. Just bring her a cure. Dear Lord, be with Mama Butterfly and her husband. Let's just rejoice and just praise and thankfulness that that scan came back clear. Lord, be with those others that are going through the same experiences that aren't coming back clear, Lord, and just wrap them in comfort. Dear Lord, be with Charlene as she's living her days with the issues she's having with her liver and how she's going to have to go through it. Dear Lord, you are the great physician. If it's in your will, it will be done. And it's in your will that it's going to be something else. It's going to be something else, dear Lord. And just give comfort and strength as she deals with those things. Dear Lord, be with Kitty as she's dealing with just coming up on that anniversary of losing her father, dear Lord, and just what she's dealt with this year and the people she's lost. I know she's sitting there easily just kind of like, why would you let me be left alone without them, dear Lord? And just let her have comfort and peace from you. Dear Heavenly Father, be with Shabby Chick. And I know she's probably feeling alone in this struggle, but that struggle of anger and temper, you know, Lord, sometimes we have a hard time figuring out if it's just because we're an angry person in our heart that we got something to purge from our heart, or if it's the fact that it's the last ounce of strength we have and that's all we got to pull from. It's like that secret stash in our exhaustion. Lord, I have walked that road on both sides. Heavenly Father, just give her comfort. Give comfort to all the moms that are sitting there. If they're sitting there pulling the last ounce of energy they have from exhaustion and it comes out in anger, or if it's dealing with the parts of our heart that needs to be purged, Lord, just guide us. Heavenly Father, thank you for the blessings that We Love Jones's grandma did come out from a stroke, Lord, but be with her, give her strength. Lord, give safe passages to her mother as she makes her way down to Mexico. Dear Heavenly Father, be with Candy's daughter and the issues that she has. Help Candy figure out the best way to serve her, dear Lord. Dear Lord, be with Mommy Geek and Naomi as they're dealing with their marriages. Dear Lord, there's times that we kind of forget that our issues, we need to be resting upon you and not have the expectation that our spouse is there to solve them. I know that I've had times where I've been upset that my husband is not meeting my expectations when the reality where those expectations are for me to call on you and not him for. Dear Lord, be with them and put them on the road that they need to be on to strengthen them and reunite them in their hearts and find joy. Dear Lord, be with Allah and the other moms that are just sitting there just kind of lonely. Lord, it's a rough place to be when you feel lonely. Lord, give that peace that you are there, Lord, and give that comfort. Dear Heavenly Father, you know my struggles, Lord, and you know my struggles well. Lord, just let me be in your will. Let me be the light that you called me to be. And let me continue on in persistence and perseverance until you call this session, this season to be done. In your son's precious name I pray. Amen. Okay, I heard the most interesting thing, and then I'm totally leaving. The biggest thing that destroys marriage is not money, not infidelity. Those are just symptoms. The biggest thing that destroys marriage is you walking in with an expectation that's never going to be achieved. It's the expectations that destroy relationships. Everything else is a symptom. All right, I want to say that. I don't know, God just put that one on my heart that you have to hear that. All right, I love you all. What another wonderful Mama Chat. If you got any ideas that you want me to continue on or talk about in the coming weeks, I will promise you it will be a very inconsistent format every time, because that's me and that's how I roll. All right, we'll talk to you later.